Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐒, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. It's the current time of 9:55 a.m. on the Eastern Time on November 17th. Hope you guys have a good week so far. And today is actually my mother's birthday. She's turning 59 as of today. So happy birthday to her. With respect to Ethereum, currently $1,194, about 1.7% so far. On the overall crypto market, so is the equity market as well. We are relatively suppressed this morning with respect to Ethereum. Currently, just again levitating between levels. If you look closely, is 1250 versus 1050, and something that we collectively know based on the technical front that we've been just talking about on a day-to-day basis now, is that it is indicating more of a bearish pattern. Number one, on a technical resistance perspective, you could see that we are clearly getting rejected with this M shape. So it's like basically two peaks. At the same time, whenever we are in between levels, we definitely broke support, right? That's 1250. We have a higher propensity to go down to the 1050 level. Okay, so something that we know collectively. In addition to that, on the weekly front, you are seeing a relatively negative pattern as well. Triple heads 1, 2, and 3 looking to cross down. So again, a lot of negative signs that are showing in front of us right now. On the Bitcoin side of the equation, it is obviously correlated to the dynamics of the overall crypto market, knowing the fact that Bitcoin is still kind of the motherlord, on par with Ethereum. But Bitcoin obviously is more seismic. On the technical front, it's quite similar. Two peaks, as we see. We are in between levels of, 16,500 is not really a real level. The level that it should be is 17,000. And the next level is obviously going down to 15,500, but going to a lower level, just based on the technical front, with this 1, 2, 3 triple heads as well, seeing lower levels, breaking to 14,500 to 12,500 is very possible. Okay, and take a look at the index front. We are opening on relatively like a red day today, and this is something we've been talking about, right? You could see that on the daily, quite extended, right? Very extended with this gap as well. We clearly get rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 resistance. Those 4 mountain peaks that's showing. And then on the weekly, despite it's like kind of running, but you could see that we are already forming some sort of apex on top of ready. So it doesn't seem like we'll keep running from here. But on the SPY front, it's definitely more bullish than the crypto front, obviously, for the fact that FTX is really blown up into out of proportion. It is showing a lot of negative repercussion. But on the equity side, we are seeing some sort of a landing somewhere around like 850, 385, and 380. I cannot even talk anymore. It's like it might be too early for me. So so that's the spectrum that we should ideally see ourselves like bouncing off of, and I don't foresee us to go submerge all the way to, let's say, the bottom of 350 again. But somewhere around like the 385 all the way to 375 is definitely very possible. Just take a look at the media front real quick. You could see that across the spectrum is relatively negative again. Red across all the indexes. With respect to the FTX news, it seems like we're still dragging it on, but it seems like more discovery that's happening. Talking about like crypto, incomparable to Enron bankruptcy. That doesn't give us any confidence at all. Obviously, no one really know the complete story, but as we're learning more, I wouldn't foresee there might be another Netflix show or a TV show or movie that's going to be depicting around like this financial crisis that we're seeing, right? FTX losing $33 billion pretty much like overnight for investors. And obviously there are a lot of intricacies around it. You can see that all the headline news are pretty much just negatively pointing towards Sam Bankman-Fried. It seems like his career's, despite it was up in the sky at one point, I would say like what couple months ago, now he's like rock bottom, right? This is something that a really famous actor said. I think it's Denzel Washington. He said something like whenever your life is up in the sky, be aware of the devil that's around the corner or something like that. So it seems like whatever goes up really really fast comes down just as fast, not just on a financial technical perspective, but also in a life social perspective, right? So also Binance is slamming Sam's behavior. Obviously, when he is really really prominent in the media space, everybody's gonna point at him, right? And in addition to that, it seems like the Fed's Bullard has I think based on like previous article that I read yesterday when I was like on my flight, um, it seems like there might be an opportunity for us to tweak the rates heights to 50 basis point as the next meeting coming up, rather than actual going all the way up to another 75 or even higher. But obviously, with the negative news combined with the negative corporate earnings from Target yesterday, the VIX is back to an all-time high. Not all-time high, just like going back to the high level. It is driving some sparks of recession fear again. And this is combined with Amazon. They have announced that they're laying off 10,000 people across the spectrum. So that's obviously negative, right? And then so some other news that you see across the spectrum seems like there's some activity around the presidential campaign that's coming up. Obviously, with Trump's recent announcement that he is going to be, running for the election for 2024. But it's being mitigated by the fear around slumming retail earnings, knowing the fact that this holiday season's around the corner. We are 1 week away from Thanksgiving on the 24th, literally a week away. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we'll see how the activity will go. Obviously, Black Friday is one of those time of the year that everybody buys a lot of stuff, even though if it's stuff that they don't need. But people, like, whenever there's like a discount going on, people go crazy for it. I mean, I'm one of those too. But take a look at some of the whales activities. BlackRock seems like yesterday was a mega sell day. Just take a look at it across the spectrum. They bought very little, but they sold a ton. Whew. It's definitely a red day yesterday. And then with respect to ARK Invest, I would say it's quite normalized, but in comparison, it's definitely a little bit more of a sell day, right? So again, just to remind us again, right? It seems like we will see lower levels, which we know that technical doesn't quite lie to us, because of the double heads on the daily, triple heads on the weekly, and Bitcoin doesn't look that bullish either. And we're still in the mid of these like legal stuff going on with FTX. We're still in this negative reputation combined with negative corporate earnings and the outlooks going forward and the interest hikes. It is definitely a very very volatile time frame in our lives. But just know that with respect to the Santa Claus rally that we can potentially see, we've seen this happen in the past, right? Just look at all these green candles here. Like this is like basically last year's Santa Claus rally around like November-ish. You could see that we reach all-time high at one point, but it slowly kind of glide down. But if you look at a technical front, it is quite comparable in terms of where we were before as well. So the reversal can happen quite fast and quite sharp as well. So I wouldn't suggest like selling because of fear, but the technical doesn't indicate that it's relatively suppressed, it's relatively depleted. There's no point of selling, so just hold on tight. We might see lower levels, but that's about it, right? And then we should ideally see some rebound because on a monthly perspective, we are seeing some reversal from here. Okay, so hope you guys have a good Thursday. And happy birthday to my mom again, even though she doesn't really watch our videos, right? She thinks it's too like um complicated. I don't know, but I'm just reading what I'm seeing. But anyways, have a good day and take care.